Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today on our whiteboard session. I'm Dr. Jordan Rigby, Assessment Director of ViewPoint Center. Just want to spend a couple of minutes today talking about personality development in adolescence. This is a very normal thing to go through, a lot of ups and downs, where adolescents try and figure out who they are and where they belong in the world. The goal of this is to eventually end up at an organized and coherent view of self. And we hope that it's a healthy self-concept. We want individuals to feel good about themselves and who they are. Now, interestingly, this organization doesn't seem to gel until early adulthood. For some, it actually takes even a little bit longer than that. Most of what I want to talk about today is temperament traits versus personality traits. So temperament traits, those are what we think of as relatively innate aspects of oneself. They're largely born and have to do with how we react to the world. Things like activity level, biological rhythm, things that have to do with intensity of reactions can all be considered temperament traits. Now, these temperament traits are crucial for personality development. Personality traits are thought of as things we acquire or go through and obtain throughout our lives. Now, they're consistent, they're patterns, and how we deal with different situations, but they have to do with how we think, they have to do with how we behave, and they have a lot to do with our emotions as well. And so it's what we acquire throughout our adolescence and maturity. Now, they seem, temperament traits and personality traits, they seem to be more alike than different in a lot of ways. What we're finding is that they show moderate genetic influence, both of them do, and neither of them are immune to influence. And what I mean by that is that they can be altered given our experience. So education, family experience, and then there's also negative situations that can arise that have an impact on our temperament and personality traits. I like to think of them like this, where we're all born with a different shape of clay, very hard clay. That shape is very unique to us, and as we mature, as we go through life, that shape of clay can be altered slightly depending on our experience. Things, corners can get pushed in, things can get rounded off, but we're still left with a very unique set of personality traits and temperament traits. And so what's at stake? Like why do we assess these? Why do we make this a part of our assessment at ViewPoint Center? Is essentially we want to help these adolescents navigate situations. So if we have a better understanding of somebody's traits, we can help them navigate things that come up. We can help navigate their world, essentially. And what we hope for is help them with good self-confidence, self-motivation, and then we want to nurture talents. All the while, we want to avoid identity crisis that really can have a lot of problems down the road. Because like I said, these different shapes, they seem to get harder and harder and harder as we get older. They solidify those personality characteristics. So if you have any questions about personality development or anything else we do at ViewPoint Center, don't hesitate to call. Happy to answer any questions.